Okay, so this is the third of a series of hopefully 15 videos that will help you to be able to run Chromis. Chromis POS is the ChatGPT recommended, in my view, the best free point of sale service for your small business or restaurants. Now, I don't work for ChatGPT. They're not paying me for this particular one. I'm doing this out of my own volition, partly because I'm quite grateful to what they've done and I think people should know, but also because it's a system that had someone not guided me through it, I would have installed it and uninstalled it, missing out on a truly powerful tool that exists. Thank you, Ganga, for helping me put this together. Not this video, but also just helping me to understand Chromis a little bit better. And this is what I'm hoping to get you to. The first video we installed Chromis, you can go back and look at that. Part 1 of 15, part 2 of 15, we went through the components, and in this video, hopefully truly this is going to be a much shorter one. We're going to create users, user categories, and then configure reports. So without further ado, let's get into it. And most of the configuration that we'll have will happen here under administrator. If we open our Chromis point of sale service, we're going to find these three users only, and these three users are the ones that come with Chromis by default. If you're successfully installing, you'll always see these guys: an administrator, an employee, and a manager. So if we click, then they probably have different rights and so on, and none of them has a password. Come to this, it's already running. Okay, let's just open what's running here. If you come to the administration panel, let's just exit this so that we can log on afresh. And I recommend that you log in as an administrator. We haven't created a password, so that's one of the first things you want to create. Log in and come to file, change your password. Your current password is blank. Give it something fairly simple that you'll remember, and that's what I've done. And click OK. It's too short. Oh, you need at least 6 characters. I forgot that. So actually, I'm gonna change it a little bit and give it yep, there. So I've created a password there. Now that's been updated, and every time I try to log on now, I'll have to enter a password. If I try to if I exit this and try to log in again minus my password, I will run into, let me copy this first. I will run into, yep, a problem. So now I have to retype that and then enter my password and click enter. Now I'm able to go ahead and do that. Remember that if you want to make this big, then you just click on the Windows icon, press the up arrow on your app cursor, and that makes it full screen. And the place where you want to adjust your users is at this point here. It's written users. Click on that. Under presence management, this is where your employees can sort of give reasons for absence and give comments and so on. They can get their breaks, they can apply for annual leave and so on. Not really apply, but really just document that they're in or out for whatever reason and whatever time. There's an option, a place where they're able to actually clock in is in the main application, and clock out, you'll see that as you go along. But that's what we're doing here today. What we're doing here today is creating user roles and users. So there are two main things here. If you come to our users, you're going to find that we have 3 users: an administrator, employee, and a manager. And what are their roles? One has an admin role, employee role, manager role, and they have different meanings. If we come back again to users and look at user roles, you can see that administrator basically has all permissions, almost everything. The admin, except maybe I see allow custom payment type, allow bank type, and so on. So a couple of things. So every single thing that you see here is a function that Chromis can do. So let's look at that. All permissions, categories, company details, customers, employee leaves, floors, location, so many things. Just keep reading, install and read it through for yourself. At buttons, edit history, tickets, enable send order button, line discount, open cash drawer, preview receipt, refund button, reprint last ticket. You know, so many things that are actually possible. Under customer, you can either refund, check payment, department payment, free sale, so many things that are really you can set up of the system and actually just allow them to work, and you determine who's able to do that. The employee role, you'll see, can barely do anything. So it's up to you as a business owner to determine what roles you have and what that role is able to do. Manager role can do somewhere between the employee and the administrator. If you want to create a new role, then you can go ahead and do that. Give the role a name. So we're going to give this role cashier, and save that. Now we have a cashier. So what role will the cashier have? I'm just going to select random things so we don't have to go through everything. Maybe they can only do these two things and they cannot serve or anything else. So we're going to save that. How about let's give a new role. You have to click on the plus button. So this is very standard across Chromis. This button here is for adding. This button here is for saving. Those are your two most important buttons, and this button here is for delete. So those are the third button that one probably want to use. So let's have another role called waiter, and what we're going to do is well, I don't know what permission levels mean, but let me just change back to 3. I hadn't checked that. So click all permissions. They're able to do that, and then yeah, let's save that. Of course, you should not do that, what I've done. Let's create a new role. The new role we're going to create is Superboss. Actually, Superboss, we should have all this. Permission level, let's see if there's a permission level number 9. Number 9 is the highest. All permissions, save that. And then waiter role, let's change that, clear all those permissions, and then come to just what they should be able to do. Payment methods, register. Let's see, utilities. Let's see under here, customers. Let's take orders, products, recipes. Okay, because we may run into some trouble, I'm going to give them all this for the time being so that we can be able to use it appropriately. Then I want to remove this role that was there before. No, that we can't remove. Let's remove this employee role, delete that. While a user is associated with it. Okay, so we can't delete the role if there's a user associated. It will allow us to do that. So let's go back and look at our users. Create more users here. Click the plus button. Currently the user is administrator. We don't have a first name, second name. We have 3 of them. So let's remove this guy. Delete this employee role. Save that. I'm not sure it deleted. Maybe you can delete this. Okay, let's delete from here. Nope, I don't want to delete administrator, but this I want to delete. Yes, yeah, that's gone. So if you come back to our users, user roles, then delete the employee role. I think now you can go ahead and do that. Yep, there, now it's gone. Okay, so let's also delete this manager role. Let's go back to the users. Manager. Delete that. Okay, go back to our users, then user roles, and remove that role that you don't want. Okay, we are good. So then let's go back to users, and now we want to create additional users. We only have the administrator. Now we can go and enter the names of the people we have. So the first person is called John Smith, and we determine what role is going to get. This is an admin. This is administrator. Give him a card number, which is 001, for example. Assign a card. Card number will be generate new number. That is it. Okay, and then save it. And you want to reset his password. Give him a password right here. So let's give him a password. Remember, it has to be 6 characters. There we go. Has been updated. Save the employee. That's the administrator. Okay, let's make a new person. So the new username is going to be our waiter, YTT waiter, and the first name is YT, surname is waiter, and the role is going to be waiter. And card number, we can assign a card generate a new number, and click OK. You can clear it, reset a password, give your employer a password right here. Okay, same password, click OK, saved, and you can go ahead and create that. And you can continue doing this all the way until you have different roles. So our cashier, let's give this person a name. First name is our, second name is cashier, and the role is surprise cashier. Card number, we can actually assign a card, and you can give it a number. You can enter the card number that you want, 003. You don't have to get those generated numbers. And then you can go ahead and reset the password, give them a password, which is, let's say, 1 2 3 4. I hope I remember these passwords that I've created, but they're fairly simple. It's just that we'll end up having to look at them and then save that. So if we come back to our system now and open Chromis POS, you'll now find that the manager and the employer are no longer there, but we have these three guys that we've created. So there's the administrator, and can go back. There's a cashier, and there's this. What I'm not sure about is why I am still able to log in without having entered a password. Maybe someone can give me that in the comments, because now I expect that my password has been created and I shouldn't be able to log on without the password, which I'm surprisingly able to. So I'll figure that out and then go ahead and share. So this is how you want to go ahead and create your users. Now there's something else that I struggled with initially when I installed Chromis, and it has this very nice, oh sorry, did I change the password? Oh, maybe I did. Oh, I hope I'll remember it. And if I can't remember it and only have one administrator, I'm in serious trouble. Wait, actually, I do have someone who has rights to change all these things. Wait, let's see if the password will work. So this is, let's see. Come on, what have I done? Okay. Administrator. What password did I put? Let's see. Let's try and log in without. So for some reason, the passwords weren't updated. I don't understand why that happened like that, because I want to believe that we created the passwords and they exist. Okay, so I'll figure it out a bit later. And someone can share with us why that is happening as it is. So yeah, so one of the things that becomes a bit complicated is then you'll come to reports, and then you'll see this symbol here, no reports enabled for this user. And there's a very simple reason for that. You'll come back to your users, then under user roles, you'll see the available reports, and you can then now decide what kind of reports you're going to have. And the beautiful thing to note, you have all these reports under customers: customer debtors, customer deliveries, card style, customer diary, customer list, debtors, sales by customer. I think one of my people, they've left water running somewhere. Yeah. All right. So all these reports are possible. gift cards, whatnot. So you can decide what kind of reports are available to administrator role, and probably for the admin, you want to ensure that everything is available. So let's see. The next role, you want to choose cashier or save the data first. That's what it's telling you. Available reports, and then you can decide for cashiers, you want gift cards, you want sales, and maybe you want and maybe just that, and you save that. And then for the waiter, let's purpose, you probably want to give that's reports. Make sure all those are available as well. So when you now come to reports, save that. When you come to reports now, you'll find you have access to those kinds of reports. Now, since you don't have any data, you may not see any reports, but you can then go ahead under customers and see the different types of reports you have: deliveries, card style, diary, and so on. And once you've selected the report, then you can go ahead and select the date range. Is it today? Is it this month? Is it this year? Or a particular date range that you have. And then you can have your custom search, and you can then click create report. But then there's no data because there's no, so far we haven't used this system. One of the ones that we'll probably like a lot is sales. And what you're going to do is then look at closed cash, an area we're going to be looking at a lot for this year, and click create report. And again, there's no data because we don't have any data. But a place where we may have something, let's see if we have inventory broken by category, because there's still no data. No problem. But the reason for that is because we haven't really worked on this at all. So this is how you're going to create a users. This is how you're going to create user categories, and this is how you're going to enable reports for those users. I hope that's been useful. If it has, please leave it in the comments. And if you have any questions further to that, please go ahead and ask those questions as well, because if you ask, that's the only way I'll know where to improve and how I can then go ahead and address that. I promise to do my best to respond to those questions in the comments. Yeah. Great. So for the next tutorial, we are going to look at setting up taxes and tax categories. As always, I imagine it's not going to be a long one, and I'll surprise myself and have the whole video going on for longer than I really expect it to. So nonetheless, see you guys later. I hope you've learned something, and see you in the next video.